If you are a foodie, like to eat out a lot, or buy groceries, you need to hear about the Amex Gold card. With this card, American Express elevates the way that you experience food because now you'll be earning a ton of points on those purchases. How's it, everyone? I'm Chase Yokoyama and welcome back to the channel where we make finance fun. If you've watched some of my older videos, then you probably have heard me talk about the Amex Gold card, and that's because it's my favorite credit card. Well, at least as of right now. And I'm looking forward to telling you guys all about it. Spoiler alert, yes, this is an all in all pretty great card, but it's not meant for everyone. There are some people who this card will not provide value for, so stick around and see if it is worth it for you. Starting with arguably the most important part of any credit card, what are the reward categories of the Amex Gold card? You will earn 4x points on dining purchases, which includes delivery and takeout. You will also earn 4x points on US supermarket purchases up to $25,000. So that means any grocery store purchase after $25,000 will only count as 1x points. Lastly, you'll earn 3x points on any flights booked through amextravel.com. But let me go over those reward categories in just a little bit more detail to clarify some things. First of all, not too many cards offer a 4x points multiplier, especially on something like food or dining or grocery purchases. So all in all, 4x point is pretty great. As you saw, the Amex Gold card breaks down food purchases into dining purchases and US supermarket purchases. These categories are not created equally. The first category, restaurants, will actually be a lot easier for you to use. Let me explain why. That is because you will earn 4x points on restaurant purchases in the United States and internationally. This means worldwide, you'll earn 4x points on all of your dining purchases at restaurants. And since the Amex Gold card has no foreign transaction fees, that should not be a problem to use. This category also does include fast food establishments, so if you're trying to get a 10-piece chicken McNugget here in the United States, or if you want to get one in Tokyo, Japan, it's going to still earn you 4x points no matter where you buy it. But other than that, if you are ordering at a restaurant somewhere in the world, United States, Europe, wherever, whether it's delivery or takeout, you're probably going to be earning 4x points. The only weird thing about this restaurant category is if the restaurant itself is inside of another establishment. So let's say, for example, that restaurant is inside of like a hotel, casino, food court, school campus, or maybe in like a sporting stadium of some sort. That restaurant might not be coded as a restaurant and it will not trigger those 4x points. Just something to be aware of. Now moving on to the second category, which is US supermarkets. This one is a little bit more tricky to use. First off, there is a cap, there is a limit on this category. American Express is only going to allow you to earn 4x points on supermarket purchases on the first $25,000 that you spend on this card in that calendar year. With the restaurant category earlier, you could spend literally like $1 million on restaurant purchases, and up to that $1 million, you're still earning 4x points on those purchases. Not sure if this will pertain to you because I don't know how much you're spending on grocery stores or groceries in general, but if it does pertain to you, you're gonna have to use another grocery store card after that 25,000 limit. Not only does this category have an actual purchase limit, it is also limited to just United States supermarkets. This means that if you're traveling abroad, you will not be earning 4x points on those international supermarket purchases. And to make things even worse, this category is again limited to just supermarket purchases. So your grocery store purchase or your grocery purchase may not even trigger the 4x points. So how do you make sure that your supermarket purchase will trigger that 4x points? Well, American Express actually defines supermarket as a wide variety of food and household products such as meat, fresh produce, dairy, canned and packaged goods, household cleaners, pharmacy products, and pet supplies. Seems straightforward enough, but specialty food stores, small corner grocery stores, gourmet shops, natural food stores, liquor stores, and large superstores, including online superstores like Amazon, warehouse clubs like BJ's Club, big box stores like Walmart, and meal kit delivery services such as HelloFresh are examples of merchants that will not be eligible for your 4x point reward category. Other big popular places that will not trigger this 4x point bonus are Costco, Target, and Sam's Club. But there is a way around this. American Express and Chase both code Instacart purchases as grocery store or supermarket purchases. That means that if you have Instacart available in your location and they will provide service to like Costco, Target, or other uneligible locations, you could potentially still get your 4x points on those purchases. Obviously, there are downsides to this because 1, do you even have Instacart in your area? Number 2, does Instacart even provide service to those grocery stores that you shop at? And 3, is it worth it paying that extra fee or the extra hassle to go through a service like Instacart? Most cases, it probably isn't worth it. Overall, despite the US supermarket category's shortcomings, I still think that those 2 bonus categories are pretty solid. But what good are those categories if you don't want to pay an annual fee? And the annual fee for the Amex Gold card is $250. That is not a cheap card, even if you compare it to travel cards. This card is pretty much just meant for food. So is it still worth it? Well, to help you justify the annual fee, American Express has added some credits that should actually take down the annual fee quite a bit. The first credit that you'll receive is a $120 annual credit in Uber Cash. All you need to do is to add your Amex Gold card to your Uber wallet and you'll earn $10 in Uber Cash each month throughout the year. This Uber credit can be used on Uber rides or my personal favorite, Uber Eats. A little tip on using this credit: if you're going to use this credit for Uber Eats, go ahead and choose the pickup option so that way you'll save money on the delivery fee and the tip. Be warned though that the prices on Uber Eats are going to be more expensive than if you bought that dish or that food directly through that restaurant. This is because Uber makes a small commission from those restaurants if they have an order made through Uber. So that means, of course, the restaurant is going to spike up their prices on the menu just a little bit to help cover those extra costs. With that said, that $120 worth of Uber credit that the Amex Gold card gives you isn't truly worth $120. The other credit that the Amex Gold card offers is another $120 credit, but this one is for dining. This credit is also broken down into $10 increments each month, but only certain establishments or restaurants will actually trigger this credit. Those establishments include Grubhub, Seamless, The Cheesecake Factory, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, Boxed, and some participating Shake Shack locations. Unlike the Uber credit, you do need to actually enroll in this offer, so be sure after you get approved for the Amex Gold card, head on over to your Amex account and be sure to activate or enroll in this credit. Then, after you make an eligible charge at one of those previously mentioned establishments, you should receive a statement credit on your account within a few days after that transaction posts. With the Amex Gold card, you will receive those 2 credits which total to around $240 each year. And since this is an annual fee credit card, American Express actually throws in a few more benefits with it to help you justify that price even more. The first is actually another credit, which is a $100 credit for the hotel collection. And the reason why I didn't include this in the previous 2 credits is because that this one is actually a lot harder to use and you may not use this one as often. To be eligible for this credit, you first need to book a hotel through the AmexTravel.com portal. And it's not just any hotel, it has to be a hotel in American Express's hand-curated hotel collection. And now these hotels in this collection tend to be a little bit more expensive and more fancy than just your usual hotels out there, so you do end up paying a little bit more than if you just wanted a place to sleep. Additionally, you also must book a 2 consecutive night stay at that hotel. It can't just be like a 1-night stay and you get the $100 hotel credit. But if you do all of those, you are eligible to use that $100 hotel collection credit, and you could use that on dining, spa treatments, and other activities on the hotel property. The other benefits that come with the Amex Gold card are trip delay reimbursement, baggage insurance, and rental car insurance. Last but not least, you also get to customize your Amex Gold card. There are 2 versions of this card, the Gold version and the Rose Gold version. Both are metal credit cards that are decently weighted, and when you apply for the Amex Gold card, you'll have an option to choose which one you want to get. But if you already did choose one or the other, you could always call or contact American Express to have them switch it out for you. Pro tip, in my opinion, I think the Gold version looks way better than the Rose Gold version. All in all, the Amex Gold card is amazing and it's meant for most people. But are you one of those who probably shouldn't get the Amex Gold card just yet? Although this card is pretty great, it still has its flaws, so let's go over a few of the cons of this card. First are the dining and Uber credits. If you live in a big city or like a decent decently sized city, using these credits shouldn't be a problem. But what if you live in the country or even in some suburbs? You may not have that many options to use for Uber or for Uber Eats, and you may not have any of those establishments that you could use the dining credit on. So if you don't use any of those two credits, you're leaving around $240 worth of value on the table. So before you apply for the Amex Gold card, please make sure to see if you could actually use that Uber Eats credit or at least the Uber credit, and also to see if you have any of those establishments that are eligible for the dining credit. Another downside of the Amex Gold card is the annual fee, and I mentioned earlier, this is not a cheap credit card. If you consider that there are other free or other cheaper options out there, the Amex Gold card may not just be the one for you. For example, the Chase Freedom Unlimited and the Chase Freedom Flex card both earn 3% cash back on dining purchases with no annual fee. Or take a look at another no annual fee credit card like the Capital One Savor One, which will actually give you 3% cash back on both the dining and grocery store purchases. So is the Amex Gold card for you? If you live in a big city or a decently sized city and you're a foodie, yes, you need this credit card. Even if you only eat out occasionally, but you could still use the Uber and dining credit, yes, this credit card is going to be a lot of value for you. But if you're trying to stay on a budget and could use barely any of the credits, you should not get the Amex Gold card just yet. There are cheaper options out there that will provide you more value. And if you watch some of my other videos, hopefully you could get a better idea of which credit card would be better for you, like the Chase Freedom and Flex card that I made recently. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Shoots.